think is the future of whether it's revenue marketing or marketing just as a role? Where do you see the future heading for the function?
That's, oh my goodness, so we. So I think if I think particularly in a B2B, so if I narrow it down to in a B2B context in superannuation, I think where it's very much going is engagement and growth within the portfolio. So how do we really support those customers, those business customers, and retain them? I think retention is the key. It'll be less about, yes, it's going to be about, you know, more partnerships and where we can win new business, but increasingly we're becoming very alive to the fact that keeping our current customers is probably more important now than hunting the next deal. I mean, obviously we try and focus 50-50, but where marketing can really assist.
So you don't have that leaky funnel of
exactly
losing customers and then trying to get them back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've probably got a slightly different answer, and I'll give you a B2C answer and a B2B answer because they are slightly different. The B2C answer for us is, you know, we are Australia's media company. We have an extraordinary media footprint that spans television, audio, publishing and marketplaces. The really positive thing is that we all operate in a growth market. Australia's population is in growth. By the time we get to the Brisbane 2032 Games, Olympic Games, we'll be a population of some 30 million Australians. So that for a B2C brand, in particular one like Nine's media organisation, is a huge opportunity because nothing's more certain that with more people wanting more content, there's a big opportunity there. So it's definitely growth in regard to that B2C market. B2B, I don't disagree with you. Retention is an incredibly important part of what we do there. You know, we are working with a portfolio of advertisers in that space. Arguably, we have kind of the lion's share of most. And so retention is really, really important there, and so is the customer's experience and so forth. But in saying that, you know, Nine has been investing just over recent years actually in small medium enterprise and, you know, the rise of the small business and the entrepreneur and all of those sorts of things.
Everybody wanting a portfolio career. And
absolutely. So we actually recently at our upfronts announced that we invested in a piece of ad creation technology, AI fueled, that we've called Nine Ad Manager, which enables a small business owner to get an ad made, a video ad made, of a quality that can run in a BVOD environment so that they're not sort of beholden to the platforms and so forth in isolation, and they can run genuine advertising campaigns to grow their small business, which has been a great leap forward.
Especially that, you know, normally small businesses don't have the budgets of, you know, that's amazing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Future of CMO and B2B, wow, it's tricky. I think for me, I think it's an interesting time, and we've talked all day, I think that revenue marketing is a combination of sales and marketing, and I'm seeing a real blurring of the lines, like I mentioned with my use case before, where I think the traditional sales role is evolving, and it's become more of a trusted advisor than someone that's trying to sell to you, which then means the role of the marketer becomes much more about awareness, education, really getting them so close and maybe even closing a deal. And so I'm ensuring that my team is much more technical and is able to build journeys that really go all the way through. And so there could be, and we joked before, the role of the CMO could become the CEO then, because if they're telling the brand story and the product story and they can close deals, then they should be at the seat of the table and also drive the table. So that's my vision. We'll see how far we go in the next 5 to 10 years, and I think AI will only accelerate that.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, I know we've spoken a lot, we've covered a lot of topics, but my very, very last question for this session of Seat at the Table is, so we've talked about the future, but what about next year? So what is your if there's one piece of advice or one focus areas you don't want to impart, what would that be for 2024?
I'll let you guys go first. Give me a second to think about it.
Start with you, Nicole.
One thing, look, I've got to say it's people. We have brought together two very big businesses. We've just gone through an org redesign. I think a business and certainly a marketing heart and soul, and same for sales, is nothing without people. So for me, the focus is, yes, absolutely delivering to the business strategy, etc. But how do we make sure our people are really motivated, engaged, buy into where we're taking this business for all our customers? So I would say that for me would be, if I had to pick one thing, that would be it.
Here. and I feel like I should say the same thing, but in the interest of
add on. You can
building,
take that.
correct, in the interest of building.
Yes,
do you know
and-
what? The thing for me has always been and always will be the power of creativity to change the fortunes of business. I'm a big believer in not just creative campaigns, but creativity in all of its definitions, and whether that's advancements in AI, whether it's more strategic thinking, whatever those things are. I think we are a country filled with incredibly creative minds that can be unlocked into the future.
Love it. And your patriotic blue shirt.
Oh,
There you
indeed.
go.
I'm on brand.
I love it.
I'm on brand.
Love it. I think I'll come back to Nicole. It is for me the people, but also making sure they're resilient and agile. I'm seeing isn't it funny? Like if you asked that question probably a year ago, it was still like you'd say COVID-ish something, right? That's now really in the past. But I especially for me, I would say we still have so many changes ahead of us because of the tech's changing, the macro environment, the world we're in is, changing. And so having people that can be resilient and adaptable to change is my number one priority. So making sure that people are comfortable with that, because we're not stopping. So that's, so it's definitely people, but the right type of people that have that mindset.
Absolutely. And I think people should say, for me, it's to remain curious.
Yes.
And open-minded, because you never know what the next thing is going to come down.
There's a lot of cheese moving happening. Yeah, it's like every day.
There's a lot this year. Well, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to join us for the first session of A Seat at the Table. And hopefully we can all get that CEO role one day.
You're
Sounds
here.
good to us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Lina.
Thank you.